comfort and luxury at its best. They do have a number of services, including cuisines and continental dishes, including buffets from Monday to Sunday that you ought not to miss out with your friends and family, a swimming pool, a spa and gym where you can keep your body fit and toned, and other services like accommodation in case you are in Kampala and you want to take off time in Entebbe. They are located in the heart of Entebbe, and you can always call them on their numbers for reservations of any kind of service that you may want. They also host parties, baby showers, introduction showers these days are becoming a thing, weddings, meetings, events of any kind. They got you on that, and that is Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. My name is Carol Tumwine Noamani, and here we are going to start our discussion for the day. In studio with me is somebody from the Directorate of Counterterrorism of Police, and of course we are going to be talking about counterterrorism and how we stand in the systems and operations, especially this year, 2024, and a brief history of course, what has happened in the past, and what we expect in the future from this department. To aid us through the discussion is Senior Superintendent of Police, Head of Sensitization and Awareness from the Directorate of Counterterrorism, Hussein Nsobya, who we are going to welcome right now. You're most welcome to studio, sir.
Thank you. Is it Gerald?
Carol.
Carol. Thank you, Mama, Lady Carol.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, the viewers of Family TV and all Ugandans. How are we all? Hope we are okay. I'm Nsobya Hussein, a Senior Superintendent of Police from Counterterrorism Directorate, and I'm here to share a word or two with the country concerning the trends and aspects of terrorism in our motherland, Uganda.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Now, talking about terrorism, maybe you can tell us how is it at the counterterrorism department? How are they doing? How is work going on? Are you carrying out your mandate very, very well, or do you meet some challenges like anybody of us?
Thank you, Carol. Counterterrorism is the Directorate of the Police with a lot of departments, and we are doing our work the way we're expected to do. First of all, nicely on the way that our commander, the overall commander of the Directorate, that's the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Afande Abbas Byakagaba, the management goes down up the last person. We have departments, many of them, like tactical department, VIPPU, AVIPO department. We have a department of intelligence. We have a department of oil and gas. We have a department of tourism, and my department, technical department. Those are all headed by commissioners of police, and they have different tasks to accomplish. The work is nice, being that we work as a team. We are all team players, and our captain is the director. We are ready to serve and serving the nation, but we can't serve in isolation. We are not angels. We serve with the Ugandans who are giving us all the necessary support in guiding us. You know, we always deal with the intelligence-led operations, that we do get this intelligence from our bosses, that's the citizen of Uganda, and whatever is done, we're supposed to account, or we're accountable to the bosses. Those are the wananchi. We would say that terrorism is real, and it is there, but it is incumbent upon all of us. We always say that fighting terrorism is a collective responsibility. Be it you in the press and all other players. We are needed to be on board. This is our motherland, Uganda, that God gave us. We are supposed to work tirelessly to ensure that at least we are safe. You asked that about the work moving on, and I said it moves on smoothly, and everything is going as per planned.
Okay. Very beautiful. All right, so let's start with defining maybe terrorism. First of all, any Ugandan out there, when they hear about terrorism, the first thing they do is fear immediately, because of course there is nothing good that comes with terrorism. It is always a scare. But maybe let's understand what tourism really is. We remember that there's an Anti-Terrorism Act of 2002 that also defines terrorism. But let's get it from the person that really comes from the Directorate. What is terrorism?
Thank you, Carol. I wouldn't want to quote exactly the definition of terrorism in the
Act.
But I wanted to bring it in the way that the lay person can understand easily.
Okay.
So we could say it creates fear, as you said, and those are among the objectives of these. Should I call them criminals? But terrorism is an act of violence or threat to use violence, where an individual or an organization intend to achieve its goals without minding about the people and their properties. An act of violence or threat to use violence, where an individual or organization intend to achieve its goals without minding about the people. Those goals could be political, economic, religious, social, name them. That's how I would wish a lay person down there to pick that. Mostly if we get a guide of violence and the threat to use violence, or coercing people to do, or what, those ones would wish in their favor, to be in their favor. Now, terrorism is a reality, and it is where many people are targeted. These are criminals that mostly target they look for soft targets. Soft targets are those that may not have hardened security. It would be easy for one to go and attack a taxi park, to attack a church, to attack, name all those, other than attacking military installations. But of recent, we have seen people attacking us on stations like a CPS, but it is rare. So those are lessons, and we picked that, and we're using that as a learning guide to tell us that wherever you are, you need to be alert at all times. You need to know that anything can happen. It's a societal fight. It's a secret fight. That people come secretly. These criminals cannot open up a front line. That the Uganda Armed Forces be stationed at Nakasero, and then others move to Nakawa, and then we crossfire. Get a crossfire. But they just come secretly. Surprisingly, you'll hear an attack. So that one, we are calling upon the general public, wherever they are, that don't take chances. There are many incidents. You have seen attacks on bars, mostly, and the most recent, this was the attack on churches. One of the churches in the town, should we say the church of the pastor in Rubaga. You saw how these people came in. But earlier on, look at the Komamboga attack and the buses which were ever targeted. What about the schools like the Erubiriha? I mentioned that these people mostly look for soft targets. That's why they attacked it. A school like Erubiriha, where students were deeply in sleep. They were asleep. They locked the building and then set it on fire. Such situations are there. We have experienced attacks by shooting. That's armed assaults, shooting prominent people, religious leaders, the business personnel, the civil servants, and many more. So that's how these people operate. But we are here to tell you that it is incumbent upon you and me to see that at least we look at these criminal acts going on and report. We need to look at the suspicious personnel, suspicious people within the society, items like abandoned items. You saw the attack on CPS. One of those people moved with a backpack. Later detonated it, hence causing blasts. So mostly people in crowded areas, since these criminals prefer crowded areas. We are lucky that you have just finished the games, this Africa Cup of Nations. Many people were seriously watching, playing, jubilating. But you recall the 2010 attack, the only World Cup of which has ever, should I say, played in Africa. So you will recall what happened and how many people died. Over 70 people died, perished. So when we are in these crowded areas, markets, churches, taxi parks, those video halls, you need to be with a sharp eye. And we always say that the best weapon in the fight against terrorism is the eye. That one will make us identify any wrong activity or any wrong item seen around us. So we are calling upon Ugandans that in case or whenever you are going for such functions, don't carry heavy luggages or loads. If you happen to be with it, let it be on you. If we are moving and we have children, let's keep those children in a vicinity where one can take care of them. Gone are the days of saying that maybe someone look after my child. Mostly, we have just resumed the schools. We have seen a number of people being abducted and hence later killed. So let's try to accompany, to escort, to move with our children. And let's develop a culture of respecting each other. While moving, keep your child, take that child to school, let the school authority or management take care of that child, know who is to pick that child at what time. Let's have school identifications, like if you're a parent, whom are you going to send to pick that child? Not everyone. I've seen people who are ever sending, I wouldn't want to criticize, but sending people, anyone, a border rider, go and pick my child. Unless that one is registered or is agreed upon with the management of the school. And let's take our responsibility. Now, as parents, let's give time to our children also. Show them what to do. Let's not leave them to loiter around the villages, because you never know who is who. You may find the wrong person within that area who will grab or will get hold of that child, either for purposes of getting ransom, getting money, because we have started receiving reports of that nature, where some children have been taken by unknown people and they are hidden somewhere. Yet they start calling, demanding for money. Some other people, once you fail to pay, they may kill your child. So those are all means that you should at least look at. Let's develop a system of reporting, or in case you are planning to have a wedding, a party, anything of that nature, let's plan it with the police in order to ensure the safety of all the people and their properties. Terrorism is real, as we always say. But once you are committed, you can fight it. I can't say that you can wipe it out, but you can reduce such acts, because it's not a one-day show. It takes time. One plans what to do. When they are looking for a soft target, they look for our weaknesses. And then let's plan. Let's know what to say and where. We have seen people communicating in public, talking about their family affairs in public, talking about their bragging around. Let me say, you work with the TVs like this. You go showing off that you are this and that. You know, terrorism is a fight of friction between two groups. We can look at the unemployment in the country and the redundance of the youth. That one may wish, Carol, to go away such that he can get that chance. So please, don't take chances. Know that you are a target of these criminals. And mostly you office workers, we need to be careful with the timings of how are your movements, what to do and where to go after what time. Should know that let no one know your movements, that Nsobya works at Family TV, but he retires at such a time. But at such a time, within 10 to 15 minutes, he'll be somewhere doing something. And it becomes a routine that one will just know at this time, Nsobya is in such a place. So in case I want to follow that person, I'll find him in such a place. It's mostly we who lead these criminals to some of our areas where we stay. So we need to design means of movement. And let it be private, let it be known by you, with a few of you. And then let's use this. I know we are in modern times. We have phones, we have what, but how are we using them? We do go for parties, we do go for whatever, we take photos. At times we take photos in our homes with expensive things, calling for these criminals to know that, hey, in such a home there is such a thing. You are carrying an expensive phone, an iPhone or what, but you are just reluctantly carrying it. So you need to be careful. You are moving from Kampala to Mbarara, but you go communicating that I'm here now. I've reached Liantone. I've gone via Masaka. So even the person who would wish to come and antagonize you will know that, this person is in such a place. It's easy for one to tap into our conversation and know that this is what is going on. Makaro, I think we need to be careful in such situations to ensure our safety as Ugandans.
Okay, thank you, Afande Nsobya. Now let's move on to the partnerships, how these terrorists actually move and how they operate, also who their targets are. Because, for example, I'll give you an example. On social media, people are scared that during the NAM summit or NAM summits and IGAD together with G77, Ugandans were worried that somebody might plan a terror attack on our visitors just to give a bad name. But we saw ourselves coming out of those summits completely terror-free, and which was a plus for our side of the country. So, but the question would be, how do these terrorists actually usually move? What are some of the ways they use to move, and who are their targets in most cases?
Thank you, Mama Caro. Let me start by thanking my colleagues, security personnel all over, and all agencies for the work done during the NAM and the G77. You have mentioned that we came out almost terror-free. It was a hectic time that we had sleepless nights. I know the bosses were planning all over, but through our efforts with the Ugandans who really accepted whatever was going on, because it was a well-coordinated and well-packed situation. But thank God that everything went as planned. Now, how do these people move? These people prefer moving in isolation, at times in hiding, sorry. If they are to move in public transport, they move in numbers, like a taxi. The one who's to commit the crime, if it is an abduction or if it is what, they move in numbers, 2, 3, but one may sit immediately next to the driver. One may disguise and sit in the middle. But the hitman may sit at the back, planning. So if it is these borders, they sit in 2. I don't want to say that wherever you find the people moving on the border and they are in 2, 3, they are criminals. But most of the time, that's how these people move. They disguise, they hide the numbers in fear of being detected. While in the public transport, like buses and whatever, we say they can move in 3, 4, 5 like that, for purposes of reinforcement in case of an attack immediately. But they always plant some other people in front. If you are to move in a long distance, one may start a conversation and then tell you that maybe I would wish to stop somewhere, or we are intending to pick another person somewhere. So we need to be careful. What about you, the passengers, in such scenarios? What should you do in case you are moving with those criminals? Accidentally, you are moving with those criminals. We are encouraging you, when you are moving in a bus, in a taxi, to go there as Carol, as in Nsobya. And you should know that you are alone. And not until you know that this is the person I've come with from such a place. Don't involve yourself in conversations anyhow. Don't accept offers like bites, like drinks, by people because you have moved with a person, you have boarded the same bus from Kampala heading to Kabale or to Kisoro. You boarded almost at the same time, or you got a neighbor and then he's taking something, you also accept to take it. Please, for goodness sake, don't do that. Know that I'm moving from Kampala to a certain point and I'm alone. You can, don't take a lot of your time on the phone. Take your time to look at the people seated next to you. What are they doing? Let's learn to detect the signs people are doing. Because, as I told you, these people can move in numbers. They communicate with sign language. Or either one with you call it what? They putting an eye like this, indicating to someone that something is happening, or it's about to happen. But the other hitman, if it's to say a suicide bomber or what, will ever look nervous because he knows that any time, any moment, he's going to blow himself or he's going to die. So he wants to die. They always want to maximize the deaths or casualties. So you need to be careful. If we are so careful and if we use our eyes keenly, we can identify these criminals. Because I said they are in numbers, they communicate by sign language, by what? So for you, concentrate and look at what is going on. Let it be in offices, that you are seated in an office and people have approached you, they want services. You are the alpha and omega in that office. Don't accept more than one person in an office at a go. Handle that one at that time. Handle one at a time. And look at them as they are coming. Sit in the place that you can dictate the situation. Don't be in an office and you sit in the corner and then you call someone to come and talk to you where he can squeeze you that you cannot fight back. With the weaker sex, I don't want to use that word, but mostly the young ones, the ladies,
vulnerable ones.
They're vulnerable. That's what we prefer. We need to be careful. And they are ever using most of, men, when we are there and you find a lady coming towards you, there is the way you tend to relax. Because that lady has come, you look at the way she's moving, you look at what, you become weak already. So you need to be careful. Who is that person coming? How is she coming? What is she coming to do? Give her distance. Let her sit somewhere. But we have seen many of us even trying to leave the place where you're supposed to sit, and then you go and sit next to a visitor that you are conversing. Conversing what? I don't know. We need to be careful. There are many ways. There are many methods these criminals can use to unleash terror to the public. If you start looking at that, you all know most of the time we dwell on bombings. Okay, it's true that bombing is the most preferred method. Reason is that one can use it and modify, or they can plant, or they can develop something to look like an ordinary thing. Take the example of the attack on the church, where they used a food flask. One may come with a phone, busy on the phone. When you are in your office, and a person has come to visit you, and let him operate the phone on request after authorizing that person to use that phone. Either You know, we even have phone guns these days, that one may come, pretends to be operating a phone, or yet is cocking a gun. So we need to look at that. Now, if he has a bag, or what, most of it is more of the bags. I presume that on the entrance, that person is checked. Let's develop a system of registering the person, that I'm Nsobya, I'm from Naguru, police headquarters, this is my contact, I'm coming to meet Carol, and the Carol should inform people that I'm expecting so and so at such a time. And this is where we do operate. These are public offices, open places that let someone be somewhere that can see that anything is going on, other than enclosing yourself. Because I've had scenarios where some people were attacked. You heard of the attack on one of the magistrates who was about to be strangled. So such scenarios can happen. You sit isolated there, you find a person killed, and the person moves away. So such scenarios are there, and you need to be careful. I don't know, Madam Carol, whether I've tried to answer your question.
Yeah, very well. And maybe from there I'm going to move to, because you mentioned that bombs are the maybe easiest ways that the terrorists will use in some cases. We know that we have two types of terrorism, mainly maybe the domestic and the international terrorism. And maybe the question would be, how are bombs concealed? And if anybody were to see something strange, what should they do next?
Bombs, we say, bombing is the most preferred method by these criminals, that it is easy to conceal. A bomb can be concealed on a person, like these suicide bombers, who can wear a bomb jacket, who can put explosives within the bag, who can put explosives within themselves, on the body. That one is simple. Secondly, one may carry something. You look at something usual, something ordinary, a phone, a what, and you think, then we need to be at a lookout. If we have security, let security be serious. I've seen scenarios where we have walk-through machines, and people tend to relax and switch off the what? The walk-through machine, that this person is pregnant, let him or her pass through the machine. Even if you have done that, if you have decided to do so, you need to use the real hands, the bare hands, to check that person, to confirm that is she really pregnant. If it is a lady, let the fellow lady check, touch that. You call it a womb or what? To feel it.
Without fear.
We have had, one time we talked about, we on concealment of bombs. We talked about checking touching the breasts, and it sparked off a lot of criticism. But we have seen bra bombs around, where one can wear that bra, but with the pointed in the collars, never what. So with the men, they just say, they become but you need to touch that to feel it. Even these bombs you are seeing, a lady coming with the big bombs, are they really real? Is it correct? Touch them, feel it. If it is there, if you are suspicious, we have women there. Take that person to an isolated area, check that person thoroughly. We have seen it, and we have experienced it, and it is real. Concealing a bomb is easy for one. Mostly, you have seen, do you see people who are ever disguising? You see a person like Nsobya, who's ever used to see him putting on a headdress, but another day comes without. You see a person who's ever used to be with beards, another day comes when he has shaved. And you look at a person when he's approaching you, how is that person walking? I expect a normal person to walk while swinging arms, but you see the person is cold-blooded, is moving in a way. Say, what is the problem? You look at the changes. Do you see the person limping, doing what? Others may even carry crutches. Is it true that this person, one may tie a knee, may tie what? I say, confirm, is it really tied for a purpose? Why is that person injured or what? Others become, when they are so wise-aching, sorry to say like that, but say, I'm harmless, I'm not. Say, who has asked you that? You compose yourself, let him tell you he's harmless or harmful, but concentrate, do what is expected of you. Check that person. I hate this system of seeing a person coming in, and then you say, are you armed? What do you expect that person to tell you? That yes, I'm armed?
No.
There are very few. It's your work to check that person, to prove that this person is either armed or not. You know, for us, we know that the gun is ever placed in the West, but there are very many places where one can put a gun, where one can put an explosive. So concealment of these explosives, concealment of these bombs is done in many ways. Then another time, these public places where many people do visit them, let's be careful of the people who are ever frequenting those places, be it in the church. Who sits next to what? To the pastor, to the reverend, to the who? Let's form a ring of our own people. Be it, you call them what? These people serving in churches. Ushers or what? Do they know what they are doing? Do they know how to manage that situation in case something suspicious is cited within the what? How do you approach? You need to practice this. How do I approach the reverend, the bishop, who's at on altar in case of a suspicious item? Shall I just shout that, hey, because you will cause commotion?
Yes.
Hence, cause stampede, killing people. How do you approach it? You need to talk to our bosses, tell them that there is such a way I can communicate, either by sign or by what, and then you excuse yourself. Because the most VIP at that time is that preacher, that bishop, that what. He will know how to dispatch the congregation by telling them that, oh, let's have what? A break or what? Other than air and get out, what? Hey, there is something causing an alarm, hence causing stampede. Concealment of bombs is very essential, and that's what we are looking. Let's have the access, the control of accessibility, to be it in our home. Don't keep allowing, be it these so-called, you prefer calling them maids?
House managers.
House managers. Mama Carol, don't allow them to access. You should have your privacy. Don't allow them to access each and every place of that. Don't allow them to come into your work. Have your privacy, either you and your spouse. Take time to check on your children. Don't leave them to the what? Concealment. Because some of these people are planted. They are sent with the intentions of finishing off on Nsobya. So they come disguising, they go down disguising, and they come to be recruited as the office managers or cleaners or what. These ones you're carrying in, I see mostly ladies. You're allowing in the men. This one, you call them what? This one cleaning your nail, your what? They come and you allow them in your house. One will come with an interest, looking at your even you give them time. After cutting your nail, you wake up to go and pick money from home. You give him a chance even to look at the keys. How do you keep those keys in your homes? Is for him, he comes with intentions, sinister intentions. He can come with a piece of soap and press that key. He goes and then cut it, comes back to attack you. That's when you hear that, we were asleep, we found the doors open. How? And you are sleeping, you leave the key within the what? These people, it's a lot. We need to be careful. Terrorism is real, and it is there. These are the daily things we are doing. We need to be alert at all times. We need to know the situation where you are. You need to know who are your neighbors. By the way, do you know your neighbors? The immediate and the close neighbors. What do they want? Should we talk about the causes of terrorism? Is family, you call it family what? I don't know, I don't mean to say this is family TV.
No.
But the family is being disorganized, getting disorganized. You find the mother, the father have disagreement.
Oh, disputes in family.
We bring up children in such a situation. Where Carol is married to Nsobya, you are my daughter. But we bring up our children. They always see us fighting. And a child grows knowing that fighting is good. There is a talking to Dente Mitima Jakaluba. The child grows knowing that. And you take time. I told you earlier on that you take time and check on your children. You are a working class. But get time one day. Rush back to home. Find out what are your children doing. If you have given them a chance to watch TV, which films are they watching? They watch war films. And these are children who want to get to know a lot. If they have seen a person shooting, they will even, these days I see parents even buying toy guns to their children. Teaching a child right from that age. Buying a toy gun, buying what? I have a grandson of mine. One day he told me, Jaja, you get me what? A toy gun. I told him, what? And one time I saw you carrying, I also wanted. So I said, how? This man here, tomorrow in case I neglect my arm, he may pull it and do something. Have you ever heard of people killing themselves? You heard of one who killed the in-law? They had gone, they were in labor pain in the hospital. The sister-in-law came, and then when the other pulled, he pulled a gun, pointing it, and the man died instantly. So these are scenarios that we need to look at.
All right, we are still with SSP Hussein Nsobya, and he's taking us through the discussion of systems and operations of the Counterterrorism Department or Directorate of the Uganda Police Force. And we are going to take a very, very short break and return shortly with more. Don't go away. We are powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Family Hour, empowering families one episode at a time. Together, we build strong, healthy, and thriving families with our daily dose of inspiration and expert insights on topics that matter, like education and career growth.
Education deals with the minds of our younger children.
We want to see more model schools.
Family health.
Well, the public is advised to follow the Ministry of Health guidelines.
Finance and wealth.
As the government, as the parliament, we can plug those gaps so that the money that we collect from the wananchi give value to the wananchi.
Leadership and governance.
Leadership, I think, requires unity, people being united to accomplish an objective.
Not forgetting parenting.
For those of us that have children, depending on the level of intimacy, I think it's important to show your children the type of relationship you have.
Catch more of this every Monday to Friday at 9 p.m.
Empagi tutunulira emirimu egy'enjawulo egikoleddwa abaweeza ba Mukama abatali bamu.
Nensoma senior 5 naye saagimalako.
Senior 5
ye olutalo ne lujja.
Olwani
olwa president waffe
ono omukulu aliko
president Museveni terwatulinda kumaliriza misomo
sebo okakana
n'atwala obuyinza mu 86 era wakati kati awo ate nenyingira obuweereza.
Nasooka okulaba nti church level ne parish level abantu balina projects. Nze teri kinsabizanga kumpakanya. Oba oyagala nkole ekintu nze ansanyusa empagi yange mu kuwakanya ye Yesu kubanga Yesu gye baakoma omuwakanya yakoma okutuukiriza mission era singa yali abendinga tubawakanya singa tuli mu kibifuula bisata yandigenze Gologoosa.
Ring Diaries. Are you married or intending to get married? Do you know the reason as to why you are married to that person or the person you intend to marry?
Ladies have gone to marriage because the man has money, but they are slaves.
You need to prepare yourself. That's why we have for better or for worse. So that when the worst comes, you remind yourself that, by the way, this was my commitment.
Finances and marriage. Who is stronger in your marriage about finances? Is it your husband or your spouse?
He knows how much I earn. He would choose to plan for it, or we sit and plan for it. And I am actually comfortable with it.
Then, do you also declare all the money?
Yes,
all the
I do.
sentences you can?
I do. Why wouldn't I? I do.
Church of Uganda Family TV is your place to be with me, Fiona Tukundamboa, Ring Diaries.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives. Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
We're glad you're still watching Church of Uganda Family TV. Issues at hand in particular with me, Carol. Now, of course, we are here discussing the systems and operations of the Directorate of Police Counterterrorism. Now, of course, we are here with our guest, the Senior Superintendent of Police, Hussein Nsobya, taking us through the discussion. Now, we have discussed very many things, including causes and, of course, how you can identify terrorism in a place and how you can avoid it, basically. And we want to look at more of the avoidance, because it is what will keep us safe. So I would like to start by reading you a very simple piece of information from a printout by the Uganda Police Force. In case there is an explosion somewhere and you happen to have survived, you are advised to leave the place quickly as soon as possible in case you're able to do so, and do not pick anything from the scene except, if possible, what belongs to you strictly. And then do not go back to the scene even if you forgot something. Just let it go. However important it is, your life is more important. And then lastly, if you are able to advise other people to leave the scene, do so immediately, and also inform police and security. There are toll-free numbers that I will be reading at the end of the show that you can use in case you sense any kind of terror alert, attack, or any kind of threat. You can immediately call the Uganda Police Force and they will be there ready to help you. Now, as we come to the conclusion of our show, I'd like to know how exactly we can fight and protect ourselves against terrorism.
Thank you, Carol. I want to start by saying that detecting or fighting terrorism is between us. It's incumbent upon us. Let me talk about the property owners. Property owners, these are people who expect to give us a lot of information as regards to what is going on within their businesses. Now, they shouldn't just look at the money given to them and then be compromised in such a way. I expect them to be people who are putting our national security, who gives priority to national security by registering their tenants, know where they do come from, What do they do? What are they for? How long are they going to stay there? And we have that in a file, room per room, be it these ones with rentals or what. And then what about the proprietors of hotels? Those ones, I expect them to register their guests. We have that record with them. And on a monthly basis or weekly basis, we take them to police, mostly the crime intelligence department.
Okay.
They should be vigilant at all times. After recording this, if they have any suspicious person, I expect them to give a call or to report. Now, with you, the ordinary, another Ugandan, we expect you to be on a lookout within our villages. Don't say that I'm not concerned. When you are moving and you find a new person within our vicinity, let's be so polite and greet these people. Good morning, sir or madam. Ask them, engage them, that you look a new person within our area. What can we assist you? You wait for the response of that person. If you are not convinced, call for others. Don't beat this person. Don't attack this person. But prescribe the way he's putting on, the way the looks. He's black, fat, stout, putting on black clothes. He has taken such a route. So if another person also finds him and engages him, that will scare off this would-be criminal who would intend to come and hurt us. Gone are the days of saying that I stay in Kampala, I know my family, I'm not concerned. You have a home, you have a fence, just at your fence, someone puts a stage, a border stage, and for you are not concerned. Do you know your neighbors? Do you take time to move around and look at your neighbor, check on your neighbors? Do you know their phone contacts? Do you know the contacts of the police officer, the OC commanding your area? You need to have a chat. Don't go there for purposes of coincidence when you have wrong incidents. But you go and greet him. Carol, you need to know the OC who commands your area. And lure them not to come and stay with you in your home, but to know your home. That should you call in the case of danger, he can say, you are next to such and such a prominent person around. Know who is who next to you. That you can direct. You know, our roads, I wouldn't want to say it, but it's difficult to locate someone, like where I stay. Our plots have no numbers. The roads are not marked. So in case we're directing someone, I may wish to send a patrol car. How would they move? But if any of the officers know, mostly the OC, you can call the OC, and then I connect the OC to what? Then OC will connect the patrol car to you via your number. Okay. We can fight terrorism in such a way. Now, these landlords, we call them landlords, property owners, they should have registers. And the chairman of our LOCs should be too curious. They should let them be in the forefront in the fight against this. We register all our residents, we profile all our residents with the help of the police, of the crime intelligence. After profiling them, knowing who's who, we give them even in numbers. Houses can be issued with the numbers. I'm on number so and so. So in the case of a calling, you can call the chairman, LOC. You can report to the police. The chairman said, that one is located in such a place. You see that coordination? We shall catch up. We shall come quickly and wipe this thing. Then, if anything suspicious seen amidst us, let's not tamper the way you read. Don't touch it. Don't take a photo. Don't use any electric gadget next to that place. And I wouldn't want to go, but leave that place a distance of at least 200 to 300 meters. That's when you can call. And if there is anything, an booster connects to that, like a big tree, like what, hide behind that. Don't go in case there is a suspicious item abandoned somewhere, and you have maybe a transformer next to it. And then you know we're in problems. Don't go next to the transformer. Try to leave that place. Move to a safer place. such that you can give a call. Because the moment you touch any electric gadget, it may spark off or it may detonate that bomb and it goes off. If it is a building, let's not shout. I think I talked about that when we went in a mass, in a church. Let's develop a system of communicating. And when you are here, look at the MD, should be the overall here, the managing director of the station.
Yes.
Let's develop a system of communicating to him. How are we moving? Let's develop a system of giving a situation report. And let's keep our offices clean for us to spot out an out of place item. Arrange our offices, let's arrange our homes, let's arrange our bedrooms in the way that you can spot that something has tampered with anything. Let's keep our locks, our offices, our homes under lock at all times. That's why I told you, you should have a private area that don't allow, be it is in your room. I expect you to clean your room yourself because it will make you easily identify something that you did not leave behind. Terrorism is real and it is there. We're calling upon people to be ever vigilant and alert, to give us reports as regards to what is going on in their areas. We have the youth, the redundant youth moving around. Don't neglect them. Let's develop in our areas where overboard, where we stay there, develop a system of controlling. We come up with bylaws of controlling these systems of shouting at night, playing music that can disrupt the peace of others, that can disrupt the people to know that maybe something wrong is going on. And then if you see people moving within our areas and you don't know them, report, inform the colleagues to engage them, and then we quickly send reports to the police. Let's use the police to give us what is expected of them. And we should involve them in all plans we have planned, be it a wedding, be it these funeral rites, you call them funeral rites?
Funeral service.
Funeral service or what? Be it party, graduation, or I don't know. One asked me one time, what about when we are planning a baby shower? But if you are more than one or two, you are in numbers, you tip them that we shall have this, and we're inviting such people. We expect such a number. Say, but it is ever expensive. If you think that really planning for your security is expensive, you try and security returns. How expensive it will be. I think that's what I wanted to communicate to the population. And I'm telling them that terrorism is real. It is there. It's our responsibility. It needs a collective responsibility. Wherever you are, don't say, me, I'm a mere taxi driver or a mere market vendor. No. Because we are all targets. These criminals look for soft targets, and those soft targets stay down there. Even you, the security personnel, the policeman, the soldier, stop moving alone. Let's move in numbers. And we position ourselves that in case of attack, we can fight back. Stop communicating your movements. Be audible while communicating to people, but try to hide whatever you are communicating. Is it necessary for you to go telling people that I'm Carol, let those who know you know. Those who don't know you, keep them off. I don't say that you should be braggant, but be yourself and know your security. Even if you are driving, ladies and gentlemen, driving, how are you driving? How many vehicles are you driving? Be careful with the vehicle in front of you. What about the one following you and those on the side? Ever keep the door locks of your vehicle locked. Keep the glasses up, but minimize the volume of these radios, the music you are playing. Why do you move playing music? It disrupts you from concentration. You will not concentrate. Concentrate on driving and see who is who. Be careful with the vehicles we are on how do you detect. And the vehicles parked alongside the roads, because you never know. Maybe they are waiting for you, they are waylaying you. If you are moving in public service vehicles, look for the vehicle that is moving from a place and is going to a certain place. Stop jumping on these vehicles which are on the streets, because you may find some of them being operated by criminals. Ladies, you are a soft target. Others may wish to rape you. Others may wish to do harm to you. You can go, you call for a Uber, which has a what? Other than stopping a vehicle that is passing and you want a lift. You don't know who's that person who may stop to carry you. He may be lured by your looks, because of your pants, because of your face. But what is his intention? Maybe he's on the way looking for. You have heard a number of ladies, women being killed. I think we've heard that.
Yes.
So let's be careful. Terrorism is there. And you know, when they go on killing, the aim is to create fear. They say, you heard what so far happened in Zimbabwe. It is ever reported that so far 4 ladies being killed, almost in the same place. You heard the killing of women in Nansana and in Tebe some years back. See? That one creates fear, and people start fearing all the time. They even stop working, running away, and these criminals want to advertise themselves. That they want to advertise the group's cause, that they are there. We can do this. At times they even want to see overreaction from government. After killing people, we may come and start arresting a number of people, which at times others may say, you are targeting this, you are doing this, but we are doing it for the cause of securing our country.
Okay, I think the conversation has to come to an end because of time, but I hope you have learned a thing or two from the Senior Superintendent of Police, Hussein Nsobya, who is the head of sensitization and awareness in the Counterterrorism Directorate, and he has really done a great job at countering, at letting us know about the department. As promised, I'll read you one number that is toll free, so you can always call police. 0800 199 699. 0800 199 699. We cannot go far from here. I want to thank my producers for a very lovely time during the show. Till next week, bye bye.
Thank you.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.